Right now, Eurocopter EC-145 helicopters are in service across 15 regions. Doctors with wings. Inside Kazakhstan's air ambulance operations. We've all seen it in the movies. A helicopter lands at a crash site and whisks the patient away to safety. That's not fiction anymore. Here is our reality. It's what we do. How do you save a life at 4,000 meters above the ground? The child's heart stopped 3 times. We had to bring him back 3 times. There is a superstition: never take a photo in front of the aircraft before flight. They say it invites bad luck. Doctors with wings. That's the half-serious, half-joking nickname patients and their families use for Kazakhstan's air ambulance crews. These medics drop in from the skies to reach remote corners of the country and sometimes beyond, making sure critical patients get where they need to go safely. Air ambulance teams are on call 24/7. For them, every day feels like an exam. And there is no room for mistakes. I enrolled in medical college in Petropavl, graduated and moved to Astana. I started out in emergency care, and from there, everything took off. It's been 24 years now. I've been a paramedic ever since. Over his 25-year career, both on the ground and in the air, Bolat Sharipov has treated tens of thousands of patients. He told our team that the moments he remembers most are the ones involving children, when doctors are holding a fragile life in their hands, flying at 4,000 meters above the ground. We were transporting a child. I can't recall exactly which city we picked him up from. When we left the hospital, he was stable. But once we reached altitude, the monitors showed a sudden drop in his condition. He started turning blue. Luckily, we had ICU doctors on board, true professionals. They caught it immediately and began emergency treatment. Within 5 minutes, he was stabilized. Everything went smoothly. We got him to his destination safely. In our work, saving lives is everything. Every hour, every minute matters. Speed and precision, that's what it all comes down to. That's why we depend on air transport. Kazakhstan's air ambulance service was launched nationwide in April 2011. Since then, more than 40,000 missions have been carried out. What began as the Republican Center for Air Ambulance is now the National Coordination Center for Emergency Medicine. Over 14 years, it has grown into a multifunctional medical hub, spanning 12 hectares. We've all seen it in the movies. A helicopter lands at a crash site and whisks the patient away to safety. That's not fiction anymore. Here, it's our reality. It's what we do. In 2024, a cutting-edge medical complex was officially opened. The facility consists of 3 buildings with 12 operating theaters, 4 dedicated to emergency surgeries. Surgeons here perform procedures in cardiology, neurosurgery, and gynecology. and emergency obstetrics will soon be added. The center also includes a 250-bed inpatient ward. Right now we're standing in the main hall. You can see it on this layout. If you look closely, you'll see that even this area is equipped with medical gas outlets. In the event of a large-scale emergency, such as a mass casualty incident or a major outbreak like COVID, these spaces can be repurposed to accommodate patients. The goal is to avoid any shortage in capacity. What you see here are medical gas supply points, critical care infrastructure that allows us to connect patients to ventilators or other life support systems. We also have a high-capacity diagnostic center equipped with 128-slice CT scanners and a 3 Tesla MRI, all state-of-the-art technology. Alongside that, we use advanced ultrasound systems and digital X-ray machines. Our lab is fully equipped. We carry out a full range of diagnostics, including our own histopathology services. And, as I mentioned, air ambulance is a core component of this entire system. Our air ambulance fleet currently includes 31 aircraft. 15 of them are helicopters. Right now, 11 helicopters are stationed in the regions. In major cities like Astana and Almaty, we use Pilatus aircraft. They're fast and capable of covering long distances. We also operate a Yak-40 aircraft, which is mainly used to transport donor organs. For example, when a transplant team needs to fly to a regional center to retrieve an organ or carry out a procedure, this aircraft is ready and waiting. This service is essential. Transplant medicine must continue to advance. We have a long waiting list, patients with kidney failure, heart conditions and more. In many cases, transplantation is the only option. Kazakhstan's air ambulance service is often deployed to assist citizens and ethnic Kazakhs in critical condition abroad, including victims of traffic accidents, natural disasters, or those receiving treatment in foreign clinics. Unlike in many countries, these services are provided free of charge. We frequently fly patients back from countries like Turkey, South Korea, Vietnam, and Egypt. Not long ago, we evacuated a fellow Kazakh from Germany who had fallen into a coma after a stroke. Just recently, we helped a young child from Kazakhstan who was undergoing treatment in Seoul. The baby was on a ventilator and required round-the-clock medical care. The family contacted the Kazakh consulate, which then reached out to the Ministry of Health. Once the medical commission approved the transfer, we successfully flew the child to the Scientific Center of Pediatrics and Pediatric Surgery in Almaty. Of course, the entire flight was covered by the national budget. The family didn't pay a single tenge. Yes, absolutely. Families are always deeply grateful. Coming home from abroad is expensive. And for bedridden patients, it can be completely out of reach. Most families simply can't afford it. That's why they're so thankful the government steps in to help.
получается, помогает таким людям, и они очень рады, что государство им помогает.
Kazakhstan's Emergency Medicine Center is set to become the central hub for cooperation among Turkic states. This spring, the health ministers of Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan signed a memorandum to collaborate on delivering timely medical assistance during emergencies, pandemics and man-made disasters. Kazakh doctors have already partnered with their Uzbek colleagues to conduct joint masterclasses at the Simulation Training Center. Before every flight, we conduct a full checkup on the patient, including blood pressure, to determine if they're fit to fly. Sometimes they need a bit more time to stabilize. The thing is, air ambulance follows its own set of air physiological rules. A patient's condition on the ground can change dramatically once you are in the air, and it can happen in minutes. It's a science, and it's something we have to master. That's why we train every year at a dedicated simulation center. Air ambulance work is a world apart from ground-based EMS. With over 20 years of experience, paramedic Jasulan Sadwakasov has seen both sides of the job firsthand. The difference between ground EMS and air ambulance is huge. On the ground, when an emergency occurs, if a patient's heart stops or CPR is required, you can always pull over at the nearest hospital or clinic and seek assistance.
Көмек көрсетуді сұрай аласыз мысалға, мысалы, жаңа прием покойға кездесіз, реанимациядан адамдар шақырасыз, көмектесесіз. Ал әуеде ұшқан кезде
in the air, there is no one else. It's just the two of us, one doctor, one paramedic. That's your whole team. Our colleagues in ground EMS don't always get that.
Мысалы, олар ойлайды, біз науқасқа ұшқан кезде барамыз, мысалы, как рейсовый самолеттер бар ғой, гражданский самолеттер дейді ғой.
Some think we're just transporting patients from one hospital to another, like it's a regular flight, but it's not. What sets us apart is that we're constantly pushed beyond our limits, handling turbulence, managing emergencies mid-air, reacting in real time.
Кез келген уақытта қандай жаңа турбулентность болсын, жаңа қозғалыс, дүрсіл жаңа көп қой самолеттерде ұшқан кезде.
At times, being a doctor is a battle, not only against illness, but also against fear, exhaustion, and the stillness of the night sky through which the aircraft travels. It is a vocation when no one asks, "Why me?" They simply offer the quiet reassurance, "I'm here with you."
Бізде бір рет бір науқасты батысқа тасымалдаған кезде Ақтөбе қаласы болды ғой, біраз жыл өтті.
There was a case a few years back. We were transporting a young patient from Western Kazakhstan, I think from Aktobe. The child's heart stopped 3 times. We had to resuscitate him 3 times. We got him to the hospital safely in the end.
Білім арқасында жаңағыдай бір қалыпты науқасты алып бардық, аман есен тапсырдық науқасты деуге болады. Енді ондай кездерде көп құбылмалы жаңағы.
But in moments like that, you really start to wonder if it's time to change careers, maybe go back to ground emergency work.
Саламды емес мысалға, басқа жұмыс. Жерде мысалға жедел жәрдем бар ғой, сондай жерге мысалға осыға. Негізі мындай неде болады, мысалы мен ұшатын кезде бізде басында әуе катастрофалар болды ғой кішкене.
There are such cases, as you know, plane crashes are reported on television and across social media, and of course my family sees it all. I try not to tell them too much about my work. I just say, I've got another call. Turns out, my mother doesn't sleep until she knows I've landed safely. She worries. She waits. And so it goes, every single day, with no sleep, no pause. Jasulan, Bolat, and so many other rescuers in white coats stand guard over what matters most, human life.